We've been talking about Advent and the Advent wreath, and we've been talking about the fact that the word Advent is Latin for coming, and Jesus has come and will come again. So there'll be two Advents, one already occurred and one will yet to be. We talked about the Advent wreath being a circle and never-ending love and an evergreen for eternal life. We talked about it having at least four candles, one for the word hope, one for the word peace, one for the word joy, and one for the word love. A fifth candle is often added for lighting on Christmas Eve, which is the Jesus candle. It's usually white in the center. And we know that this all started around the 5th century as far as celebrating Advent, even though it's not a biblical word, it is a biblical concept. We know that the Lutherans were credited for having started the Advent wreath, and we know that it started in the United States approximately 1930. All of these words are found commonly in the scriptures and certainly depict exactly what happens when we think about the birth of Jesus. We have hope, peace, joy, and love, and it's found in the Christmas story, as well as the concept of what Jesus brought for us: hope, peace, joy, and love. So the Jesus candle is a special celebration, the center candle on Christmas Eve, celebrating the fact that the very next day we celebrate the birth of Jesus. Now, the birth of Jesus was likely not on December 25th. We know that the weather was probably not proper for a December birth of Jesus. That doesn't really matter. It's a celebration of a birth. Our daughter has adopted a child, and that child's exact birth date is not known to her, not known by the adoption agency. Only an estimate could be made. But nevertheless, we celebrate her birthday on a specific day, and it's just as meaningful, regardless whether it's an assigned day or the actual day. So when we light this Jesus candle, one of the things that many families like to do is to go ahead and say publicly something that they want to try to accomplish for Jesus, or something they're going to do for Jesus in the coming year. Some people use a stocking hung by the fire where they put slips of paper in saying what they're going to do for Jesus for the coming year. Those are wonderful activities. But let me finally remind you that when we do anything on a regular basis, even if it's only once a year, it can easily become ritual instead of heartfelt. Whether it's having the Lord's Supper at church, whether it's watching a baptism service, or whether it's an Advent celebration for 4 Sundays, or whether it's lighting a candle on a wreath, it can easily become ritual instead of meaningful from the heart. So it is up to each pastor and each family and each individual to be sure that when they celebrate the Advent, or they go through the 4 weeks of Advent, or they light candles on an Advent wreath, that they make sure that it doesn't become a meaningless ritual, but it takes on absolute meaning. One other thing that I saw on the internet that I think I mentioned before, but I would mention it again because I think it's such a wonderful idea, is to take all of the Christmas cards you've received that year, and either Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, or perhaps even for the whole week leading into Christmas, take one of those cards and pray for the person that sent it. Usually you know them well enough to know specific areas of their lives that they may need prayer. Or you can just thank God for them and for the friendship that He's given to you over the years as they've sent those cards. Well, I hope that you have a very meaningful Christmas. I will not put out a devotion tomorrow, as I've stopped Saturdays for devotions. And Sunday, I do not put out a devotion. Monday is Christmas. I may take time to wish you a very Merry Christmas on Monday, but it won't be a long devotion. I hope this study on the Advent has been meaningful to you, and it's my thought for the day. I hope it'll be your thought for this whole weekend. God bless you, and Merry Christmas to all of you.